This is the Jim and Terry Show coming to you from the Hobbit Hole Studio in Bobcaygeon. I'm one of your hosts, Terry, and with me, as always, my good friend
Jim, just beamed in from Pefferlaw.
Jim of the Warriors of Pefferlaw. I want to see a T-shirt with that on it, please.
Warriors of Pefferlaw.
Warriors of Pefferlaw, and that's non-genderized, so it's not men, it's not women, it's not.
I'm gonna say the mighty men of Pefferlaw.
And substitute a pronoun of your choice. Whatever. All right. We're going to talk about the Jim and Terry Show, Save America from Aliens. Well, sort of. We're going to be the Siskel and Ebert talking about two shows, probably the Ryan Gosling film as well, since I did rent that to see it. And
I went to the movies to see it.
You went to the movie, so you've seen that. And Disclosure Day.
Just saw Disclosure.
This time I'm going to let you take the director's chair, and you can identify what you liked and what you would change if you could have been sitting in the chair beside Spielberg.
All right. Spoiler alert, if you want to see Disclosure Day and you haven't seen it yet, I'm probably going to blow it for you, so turn us off.
Turn it off now.
Yeah.
No, turn it back on. Okay,
now you're back. No, we're still going to talk about it. I was disappointed, as I knew I would be. And why bother going? Why bother? Hoping I wouldn't have been. It had a car chase in it, which I can't stand in an alien movie. So I don't like that. But it was bad guys chasing the good guys. Good guys didn't even know they were the good guys. And so there were some scenes in the movie that were flat out stupid.
Oh, boy.
I liked the movie. It's hard to say, but I'm not going to watch it again.
Steven Spielberg, Are you listening to
if I watch the movie again, it's just because of Emily Blunt.
Blunt,
yeah. Yep. One of the problems was, as a lot of these kind of movies are, where if they just did at the end, at the beginning, you wouldn't have to go through all the crap you went through. So the aliens, in their wisdom, kidnapped two children, and I'm sure more around the world, but they kidnapped the two stars of this show, children.
So this takes place in America?
Yes. Okay. I think it's, I forget, might be even New Jersey, I'm not sure. Anyways, they put one thing in one kid and the other thing in the other kid. Now, in the future, these two have to get together, meet in one place in order to make this all happen. And, of course, me saying, with the technology you have, and I seen what you did, why didn't you just put the two things in the one kid, and what the heck, put the two things in another kid so they both have the two things, and then why wait for 30 years so that they don't know what they're doing? Just plop them in the middle of, wherever, and have them spill the beans, right? So all it was is just to disclose that, number one, we treated them bad all the time they were here, the aliens, when we caught them. And number two, they mean no harm, and they only mean good stuff to us. I don't know what that good stuff is. I have no idea what they're bringing other than to say, guess what?
We're here.
We're here. And we're not going to mean anything to your life. We don't know why they're here. We don't know why they're bothering. We don't know why they didn't rescue the one they had captive for 50 years. It just doesn't make sense. They have a guy hiding behind a stupid farm fence that you can see right through, and right there. I almost screamed out, turn around. He's right there. You can see him. Everybody can see him. And just stuff. And then a stupid car chase, which you'd be shot dead. That's what they wanted to do. Kill them. Shoot them.
So all the bullets flying and nothing hit.
Well, I can understand in one scene. I'm thinking maybe the car had bulletproof windows because it was a
government car.
No, they broke the back window. So horrible shots. 30 people shooting at you. Not one of them can get you.
Yep.
Not one of them can kill you.
Typical Hollywood magic.
Yeah. Not one of them can do anything. And so it just, to me, was, in my mind, I've got such wondrous things that could happen to make it wonderful. Not just they're there. Like I told you the end of my one movie, which I've told a few people here, and they think it's really great. The whole missing moon bit and all the whole bit. Just put some thought into it. You don't have to do all these stupid chases. Make it more intellectual, I guess, than just the bad guys running away, the good guys running away from the bad guys. Same old in everything that there is. Well, think outside of the box. Make it a little different.
Let me add to the magic of 30 people firing at one car and not a bullet does anything.
Yeah.
To the
Including
case,
stop the car.
To this case in point where Walmart reported somebody stealing from the store. They called the police, and there was a series of shots as this person apparently tried to drive away from the scene, and bullets flew at the car, and they inadvertently killed a child inside the car. So in real life, those 30 people in a car chase going up and down hills and around curves,
no, they're not going to
firing and missing everything.
Yeah.
It's in real life, tragedy happens.
But these were the bad guys.
Yes.
They don't care who they kill. They needed to kill these people with the knowledge of the aliens. Now, I don't know why the aliens just didn't fly and land on the front freaking lawn of the White House.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't make any sense.
Instead of a cage match on the front lawn, have a UFO land like the day the Earth stood still.
Yeah.
Like, just do it.
What I would do if I had another movie of that disclosure day where you're discovering what the heck just happened. There's a bulletin. What is that? What is it? And what wouldn't that be the talk? What is that? Oh, it must be an ad for what? No, they're saying people are fleeing out of the stadium, and I'll tell you that somebody made a prophecy. Out of that stadium, they're running like mad. What's going? And then I would have the different departments, how they're working through it, including a neighborhood. Because now you're all out in the front lawn looking, and that's nowhere near you. What are you looking at, Harry?
Don't look
the
up.
Aliens. Well, they're 1,000 miles away. Oh, but what do you think about this? Oh no, it's got to be a Russian plot, or all that stuff you could do.
Chinese balloon.
You could have a season of the reactions of the different departments, and that one I told you, when the president wakes up, he thinks everything's fine and dandy, turns on the TV, and the moon's 50 miles further away, and you just, the look on his face is, oh crap. You know what I mean? Like, you could really direct this stuff. What would you really feel like? Could you sleep at night? All of that junk,
One thing for sure, it wouldn't be nothing. You wouldn't just say, oh, well, then carry on your day. It would change the way you look at life. Everybody,
even those who say, what's it to me? I'll tell you what's it to you. If all of a sudden aliens just appeared on Yonge Street or over BMO Field and beamed up 5 soccer players or something right before your very eyes, or if the President of the United States came to the podium and said, we got to tell you something. We're not alone, and they're not nice. Lock your doors. You'd be scared. You'd be frightened. So don't think it doesn't affect you.
No.
Yeah.
So is that false bravado when you say, so what is that to me? And you just carry on? It's false bravado?
I think that can only come from someone who doesn't think there is anything.
Right. So in that certainty comes the shoulders. Oh, what is that?
Well, it's never going to happen, probably. No. I don't even think it's that way. I don't think it's anything to do with pride or anything. I think it's just not thinking it out. Because you don't have my imagination.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that can be understood.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I realize that. That's why it's a lonely world sometimes. Because there's only certain people you can talk to about what you're thinking, what you've heard, what you've seen, and what you're viewing, because not everybody's interested in the stuff. And I can talk to you, I can talk to my brother Bobby, but there's very few I can talk to.
Unbelievable.
Concerning this kind of stuff, right? Yet it's all in there.
Yeah.
But my imagination tells me what exactly would happen if an absolutely undisputable alien craft landed even in England or someplace, and it's huge. And this is it. We've actually got footage. This is live. Mm-hmm. Folks, we're not kidding you. This is live. What do you think it is? Maybe it's got to be an adversary. Well, let's hope it is an adversary. And then you have that famous speech from the podiums. Don't panic. Everybody calm down. We've known for a while they've been around, and we've all been fine for, decades here. So just calm down.
I'm sorry, I have Jack Nicholson and Mars Attacks in my mind.
Well, but you would have people immediately. Some believers would say there is no God. He never told us about this, and that was even in that movie. It was a nun who said to a lady that sort of lost her faith, and she said, "Mother, what about this?" She goes, dear, God never said there wasn't other life forms. Don't you
He
think
just didn't speak about
Yeah,
it.
don't you think it'd be awful selfish if all of this was just for us? We're the dominant species here. They're the dominant species there.
Wherever there is.
Yeah, and she didn't lose her faith. She clung to her faith.
Did they identify where the source, where did these people come from?
No, I don't think they did. Or
it's
I
not
was
like
bored. I was bored by this time and thought,
boy.
we're running out of time, and they're not going to do anything I want them to do.
Okay,
So the end result is it talks to her. She stands before the camera and goes, "Listen," and that's where the movie ends. So it was going to say something to humanity.
Right. So I'm glad they cut it there.
Yeah, well, I don't mind them cutting it there at all.
That was a good actual ending for a change.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Jim is not too happy with Disclosure Day and has some suggestions for improvement. So, Steven Spielberg, if you're listening, there are some things he would like to change in your movie. Jim and Terry Show.
Of course, I won't make any money for you, Steven.
You won't make a dime. Well, poverty is good for your spirit. Jim and Terry Show signing off. Bye-bye.
Complicated, this relationship I have with my morning coffee. It's from the way that I